What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. I am Amber.
And I'm Philip.
And this is part 2 of our move. If you missed part 1,
go back and watch it.
Please go back and watch it so you can be caught up, so you know what's going on. We will link it so you should be able to see it somewhere up here. So again, part 1, go back and watch it and you'll see what we're talking about. So, I mean, we packed up our U-Haul.
Yeah.
We got our rental car, and we made our way to Charlotte. No address.
No address, no destination.
Nothing.
Well, actually, our destination was Charlotte.
That's it.
But we didn't know where we were going when we got to Charlotte.
Right.
This is our second time ever being in Charlotte.
Yeah.
But we arrived.
But we're here, so we finally make it. It's maybe like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon now.
All right, so when we get here, as soon as we pull in, actually during the time when we pull into Charlotte, my phone is just blowing up, okay? And my phone is blowing up because at the time, the men of Omega Psi Phi were tapping in with your boy and saying, hey, this is where you need to go. Call this bruh. Hey, if you need anything, call me. I know somebody. Like, all these connections and all these resources were coming in on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So during the time, I got a phone call from one of my frat brothers at the time. Now, currently, I'm no longer a member of Omega Psi Phi, but that's another story for another day. But during the time, I got a phone call from one of my frat brothers, and saying, hey, you need to go to this hotel, be there at a certain time. I'm gonna let this bruh know that you're there. He gonna take care of you. Cool.
So how all this came about is someone else put in like their group Facebook at the time that Philip and his family were moving to Charlotte.
Yes.
And did they put your phone number in there or something?
Yes, actually.
And so that's why his phone was blowing up, and all these people were calling and texting and doing all this and just trying to extend their resources. Yeah. Okay, go.
Yeah, so when I got these phone calls, I got one specific phone call because we were needing somewhere to go.
Because we didn't have no address.
We didn't have no address to go to. We didn't have a house yet. So I said, hey, pull up at this hotel. I'll give you the address. This bro take care of you, all of the nine. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we pull up at this hotel. The bruh comes up, checks us in. We get it a discounted rate. Let's talk about the hotel. This hotel is not a Motel 6.
No.
It's not a Econo Lounge, and we're not saying anything about those particular estates.
We're just setting the scene.
We're just setting the scene
for where we were.
This is a very nice hotel.
In Uptown Charlotte.
Very nice.
We didn't even know what Uptown was. We call it downtown in Arkansas.
Right.
But it's Uptown in Charlotte. So
right.
in Uptown Charlotte, we're in this hotel.
Man, we pull up to this hotel. It has a nice pool.
Mm-hmm.
It got a game room.
Yeah.
It got a bar. It got concierge all over
a restaurant.
I'm like, man, this is nice.
Yeah.
So we at this hotel. He checks us in, and he goes on about his way. We exchange numbers, and now we're here in Charlotte. We got the U-Haul in the parking lot. Now, this big old U-Haul taking up 6, 7 parking spaces. Because remember, this is not
it was our whole house.
We are excited.
Yeah.
Like, we got a place to stay now.
Yeah.
We got somewhere that we can get settled in a little bit.
Yeah.
But now we are in the mind frame of like, dude, we actually did
that part. That's exactly where we were.
Like, no, we actually are no longer in Little Rock.
Like, we made it.
Like, this not a vacation.
Yeah,
even though it felt like it a little bit because you know what I'm saying, it's a Monday afternoon. This past Friday I just quit my job.
Right.
So
we was kind of on vacation.
So it was kind of on vacation, but at the same time we were just so excited to be here. Like, I vividly remember like the kids, like, we took them down to the pool so they could swim in the pool. We ordered some food, and what do they call the little cabana?
The little cabana.
Cabana, yeah.
I mean, we laying out on cabana. And we just living our best little life.
Yes.
So we were kind of on a little just like exhale, like we've arrived.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So we truly feel like, okay, we made it, we can relax for a second. But at the same time, I'm like, let's get to work because Lord, you said, come here, you had stuff for us. So I'm gonna do what needs to be done. So I call my friend from Fisk. I call her, whatever. She out of town. And she's not gonna be back for a few days. So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Take your time.
Because we didn't even tell her we were coming because, you know, it was just like a go now.
Yeah.
So we didn't even tell her we were coming. She knew that like we had been pushing back the date, but she didn't know that, okay, now they're actually coming this weekend.
Yeah.
So she's out of town doing her thing. And so I'm just like, okay, well, let me know when you get back.
Yeah.
So we're just on vacation. Like literally, we on vacation.
Yeah, we kicking it, man. So that whole week, we just really kicking it.
Yeah. We had a good little time.
Enjoying our little time.
Uh-huh. So then we get to a point, I'll say maybe like day 4 or 5. It's kind of like, all right, we've been here. We're not going to be in a hotel forever. Let's start looking at some places. I know my realtor friend is on vacation, but let's start looking at some places. We're looking at these places or whatever. They're very similar to what we were looking at first.
Yeah.
And we find 2 that we actually like, neighborhoods that we're like, okay, you can do. We'll apply to them.
Yep.
I applied to those houses at maybe like midnight. I'll say maybe by like 12:45, we had got rejection email.
Denied.
It stunned me so much because all I could think of was, if we didn't get approved for those houses, we won't get approved for any house. You know, God will show you the end. Let me say this, God will show you a piece of something, but he doesn't show you everything that surrounds it. So you don't know what stage you're at when he shows you something.
How you gonna get there?
None of those
When
things.
you gonna get there?
So things that he had been showing me was my house in Charlotte. He has shown me success that me and Philip have and all these things, and I know it's attached to Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm moving to Charlotte and I need my stuff. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I really thought at the time, and looking back, it was super naive of me, but I really thought we were gonna go to Charlotte and the Lord was gonna have my house, our cars, our everything we needed just on a silver platter and being like, here you go, honey, you've arrived, good job. That's truly what I thought. So when we got denied for those houses, so much settled into me and I was like, oh wait, this ain't what you think it is. And so for me, it was so big. It wasn't just like, oh, okay, we'll apply to some other houses. We got denied so quickly. And so I'm like, God, I came out here for my house, not just a house, not just for anything. So to me, the thought was never, try something a little lower the standard some. Try something different. I'm like, no, this ain't that.
Yeah, because it's not what you showed.
Absolutely. So I'm devastated. Like, devastated.
That was a really tough pill to swallow because at the time, like we had been here almost a week. Almost a week we had been here and we were like, okay.
And it don't make sense to nobody else. Not even to nobody else. It don't even make sense to us.
Yeah.
So to get out here to make it and stuff still not making sense.
Yeah.
Was big.
Yeah. So, all right. So we like, okay, God. We done got denied for these houses that we want to get into. We're in this hotel. I quit my job last week. What we supposed to do?
Cause we got a little money, but we told you our finances had already dwindled. So we got a little money. Hotels ain't cheap. Even on a discount, they're not cheap.
Not at all.
It's 4 of us. We're eating out.
Every day.
Arkansas and Charlotte price is different.
Every day.
And we have kids, so we're not just eating a meal a day out. We're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner out.
And snacks. These kids like to snack.
For 4 people.
Yes.
And paying for a hotel.
Yes.
Discount or not, it's not cheap.
So these funds started to dwindle a lot faster than we were expecting.
Absolutely.
So we were like, okay, let's regroup.
Right, and at the same time, we don't even know what regroup looks like.
Right, because we're like, God, we know you said to come out here to Charlotte.
Absolutely.
We know you said, come on out.
And then it's kind of like, did you say it?
Like, oh, wait a minute.
Because it's not happening how we thought
for sure.
it should happen. And that was such a theme for us is that we thought it was supposed to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And so then it just kept being, wait, hey, it don't look like you think it's gonna look. But with God, it never looks like you think it's gonna look, because his understanding is so much higher than ours.
Right.
So all we can think of is on such a basic level, and he's already he's up here, not even already, he stay up here.
Right.
So we'll never be able to fathom what we're doing. It's just a matter of you gonna trust or not.
Right. So imagine you coming out to Charlotte and we were expecting things to move quickly.
Absolutely.
When we got out here.
And here's another difference too. Charlotte is so much bigger than Arkansas.
Yeah.
In Arkansas, we could go through a process and it moves a lot quicker. Charlotte is so much more populated that the processes are not as quick.
Yeah.
So we're already accustomed to something different. We're accustomed to timelines moving quicker too. So we never expected to get denied. We never expected that it would take more time. And at the same time, our money is dwindling too. So we're like, hey, I know we got a discount. I know this is a nice hotel, but we need to move to a different hotel.
Yes. And we need to move ASAP.
ASAP. So Philip with his same connections are like, hey, y'all got another hotel we can move to?
Yeah.
And they're like, come to our hotel.
Yeah, so we go to this hotel in a different location to where it's nothing but bros that work in this hotel.
Yeah.
Okay? And they take care of us.
So wait, I gotta say this part.
Okay,
so
all
when
right.
we pull up.
You gonna say that part?
Yeah. So when we pull up, now we still have the U-Haul. So me and the kids are in the rental car.
Yeah.
Philip is behind us in the U-Haul. We pull up, he give me the address, we pull up or whatever. And
yeah, because this is later on in the same week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our daughter, we pull up and she's like, this the hotel? And I'm like, yeah, this the hotel. And in my mind, I'm thinking my own things already. She said, I need better than this. I'm like, girl, me too.
Because this hotel was under construction, okay? When we pulled up, there was caution tape in the front.
It looked closed down.
Stuff was hanging from the ceiling. It looked like a haunted house. When you pull up to a haunted house, like, okay, it's stuff kind of boarded up in the front.
It was bad.
But like I said, it was under construction. They were going through some things. You know what I'm saying?
It was bad.
So imagine you coming from uptown with a nice pool and, you know, everything looking so nice, brand new and up to date with all this technology and all this type of stuff. Then you get to this other location like, wait, check the address.
Right.
Because
what is this?
This can't be it.
What is this?
That's why sister was like, no, I need better than this.
I need better than this.
Because I didn't have better than this.
That part, I'm like, baby, you're accustomed to better than this.
We get inside, the pool ain't working. So the kids can't swim in the pool. Boy, they hot. You in
Women is
with?
hot. I'm like, this ain't that. So things are shifting for us.
Yeah.
And so I will say, even just in our mood and everything, like all I could say was, Lord, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, God, what is this? What is happening? What's happening? You told me to come, right? What is happening? So I'm like questioning, but I'm like, I know what you told me.
Yeah.
I know, because the moment I say you told me to come, right, it's always like, you told me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. But at the same time, our excitement never
never
down.
Never.
We were still excited.
Yeah.
We were still excited to be here, and we still are excited to be here. So, but we were still just like, okay, what's going on? Because things aren't going the way we expected them to go.
Yes.
All right. So now this is our first weekend in Charlotte, okay? And that's when our realtor comes back into town, and that's when we have the meeting.
Who is my dear sister now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have to say that, hey girl, hey.
Yes.
But she comes back into town and we have a meeting or whatever. And I'm like, yes, Lord, I need this meeting. What is happening? And she's a believer too. So I'm like, all right, God, surely something finna shake in this meeting and you finna get me in my house ASAP.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, I tell her, you know, we got denied for these houses. And so she's like, okay, well, let's try this approach and let's do this. And, you know, it was just a lot. The kids were acting up that day and everything. So Philip takes the kids to go get something to eat.
Yeah, just to get them out of the way.
And at this point, I'm gonna be honest, like fear has started to kind of creep in because it's not happening the way I thought it was gonna happen. And I just don't know what's gonna happen next. And I'm so used to planning things out and being honest, being in control of things that I'm just like, I don't truly know what to do here.
Yeah.
So I'm a little afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm praying, even just through our meeting or whatever, we're talking about things and she's so calm and so comforting. Well, then she asks me, she invited me somewhere, and I knew she was about to invite me to something, and Holy Spirit was just like, say yes. So I didn't even know what I was agreeing to, and she was like, well, I have this church thing, and we kind of do this, and I was like, yeah. Before she
was like, well, that was easy, because she was kind of nervous on even extending the invitation.
Yeah, because we later talked about it, and she was like, Holy Spirit told me to invite you to that, and I didn't know if that would, how you would receive that, and then you agreed so quickly. I'm like, that was strange, and I was like, you were kind of awkward asking me about it, but it was such an awkward situation for both of us, but we were both just being obedient. So she was inviting us to her church. They had a Saturday meeting for young adults. We said, yeah, we'll go. So we go to the meeting that Saturday. Let me tell you about this meeting. When we walked in that place, I have never felt the Holy Spirit, the presence of the Lord, hit me so heavy by just walking into a place. It was something that I never experienced before, and I'm like, wow, God, wow.
The presence of the Lord is here.
Baby, it was there. And so we have this meeting, I'm listening to this man talk, and the whole time he's talking, I'm just trying not to break down because something is happening here and I'm not quite sure what's happening, but I know it's the Lord working. And I'm literally just trying to keep from crying. Partly because I'm also afraid I don't know what's happening, but God, I feel you so heavy. I know that something you're doing something. I just don't know what.
It's something about his presence that gets you emotional.
Absolutely. And so we go to the meeting. You know, of course, we're coming back tomorrow for the service. We go, we get into the service. I mean, the presence of the Lord hits me so heavy yet again. I boo-hooed the entire service.
The whole service, Amber crying.
I had on mascara.
And not only that, she wanted to join the very first service. I'm like, baby, we just got here. We ain't even been in Charlotte the whole 6 days. And you want to join? Like, let's bounce around a little bit. Let's see what's out here. Like, golly.
In all fairness, Philip definitely had the right to feel how he felt. He had the right to feel that way. I move fast anyway. I do it. It don't matter if I was feeling something or not. I just move fast. But I will say this. As he was talking, as he was ministering, so much of what he was saying, the Lord had already said to me. And you know when the Lord sends confirmation to you, it's just so loud. And if you don't know, when the Lord sends confirmation to you, he don't send confirmation where you're like, I think, I kind of, no, it's like, boom, like, I mean, it takes over you. And so many things that he was saying, the Lord had already said to me, and a lot of it in the exact same way, like the exact same words. So I'm just boo-hooing. I mean, I'm weeping the entire service, like trying to just keep from being on the floor, honestly. And so I'm just like, oh, we're supposed to be here. No, we're also supposed to be here for this church. So for me, I'm like, oh God, you sent us to this church too. Let's make it do what it do.
Let's do it.
And so that's why I felt such a pull. And Philip like, hey,
chill.
And I'm like, okay, I guess you're right, but I want to join.
So the very next day, we are now at this hotel that, you know, ain't the best, but you know, we got somewhere to lay our head. So now we're exploring Charlotte. So we hear about Lake Norman. So we like, all right, cool. So we finna go to the grocery store to get like some snacks, get this little picnic thing going on. All right, cool. So we at the grocery store, we get what we get. Because Amber's driving the rental. She pull up in the front. I'm putting the groceries in the car, in the trunk. The kids are already in, okay? So while I'm putting the groceries in the trunk, I see a lady kind of walk up behind me, but I'm not really paying that much attention. You know, I see her, you know, I'm always on the line. I'm from Little Rock. You got to know your surroundings. So I see the lady walk up. She said, are you and your wife looking for a house? And I say, no. Like, she caught me so off guard, like, I'm from Little Rock, man. Like, you not finna just be telling your business to strangers. She says, oh, okay. And then she walks off and she goes inside the store. She goes inside the grocery store. So I finished putting the groceries in the trunk. I get in the passenger seat. We on our way out the parking lot, going to our destination. And I say, baby, that was kind of funny. This lady that asked me, what we looking for a house. And I told her no.
And he said it so.
I said it so casual because it was just so funny to me. Like, man, that's crazy.
But it was so casual, but it was so strange to him too.
Yeah.
That I could see the strangeness
Yeah,
of
it was so
too.
strange.
And when he said it, when I tell you the Spirit of the Lord just like, who came over me, I was not speaking. I said, Philip, go back. That was the Lord.
She slammed on them brakes.
When I tell you I swerved that car around so
Swerved
quick,
that car around.
I was like, go back in that store and find her. The Lord sent her.
So I go back in the store. So we're gonna stop there. So come back for the second part of part 2, so you can hear exactly what happened when I went back inside the grocery store.
So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our page, like this video, share it with a friend, and we'll see you back for the next part. Peace out.